Hello everybody and welcome back to Broden Plays. I am sorry for that noise. Broden Plays Pillars of Eternity. We are doing episode 2 of Pillars of Eternity. So I will be continuing my game. If you remember, we just decided to create my character. After creating my character, we didn't really do much after that. I've taken a little bit of a hiatus from the whole YouTube thing. I needed some time to go ahead and see what I wanted to do with the channel, maybe make a new channel as well. I will discuss all of that a little bit later in a Broden Talks. I might actually do that before this video goes up, so we'll see what happens. But basically, one thing that's exciting is that I'm going to go ahead and move all of the roguelikes to another channel called Roguelikes Daily, where I will play a different roguelike every day. And I will upload a video of a different roguelike every day and kind of assess what roguelikes there are that I think you should play, as well as the roguelikes that there are that I think that you should avoid. There are lots of roguelikes out there, and I'm talking about actual roguelikes. There are over 100 of them. So we will be playing those and seeing what's happening there. So let's continue on with this little activity here. So exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. Perfect. So let's open the area map. This is what we have to explore. So, you know, we can explore this way. Doop-a-doop-doop-doop. Go in this direction. I think this is the direction of the berries. I don't know what that is. Huh. Continuing. There are flowers here. Burned lady. Alright. Got some burned lady. That sounds delicious and appetizing. Let's check by these outcrops. Oh no. Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real time to see the orders play out. The option menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met, e.g. the start of combat. Perfect. So now that this is happening, the game has paused, and we can click on each character. And since I am a druid, we can do particular things here. So let's spirit shift it to a cat, and let's use her to knock down the young wolf. All characters in the game, friend and foe, have 4 primary defenses against attacks: deflection, fortitude, reflex, and will. These defenses are based on the character's attributes, level, items, and other effects. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defense when an attack is made. If accuracy is below the targeted defense, the attack suffers a penalty to the roll and it is more likely to result in a miss. If accuracy is above the targeted defense, the attack is more likely to result in a crit. Perfect. All attacks that do damage have to overcome a target's damage reduction, DR. An enemy's DR reduces the incoming damage by the listed amount down to a minimum percentage. If you are having difficulty hurting an enemy, try switching to a weapon or attack that does a different type of damage. Most enemies are strong against 1 or 2 damage types and weak against a similar number. Perfect. Alright, so let's see how much damage we're doing to this individual, this young wolf. When a party member takes damage, they will start to lose endurance and health. Their portrait will begin to fill with a red overlay, and the health bar to the left of their portrait will slowly start to decrease. This right here will slowly start to decrease. Okay? When the portrait fills entirely red, the character will be knocked out. Potions and spells can be used to restore endurance to keep characters in the fight, but health can only be restored by resting. Okay, so we don't want to lose health. Wolf hide. Let's take the wolf hide. Let's go over here to these berries. As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. Odema said you were some kind of colonist before coming here. If that's the case, you'll fit right in. Whole country's a bunch of colonists. You like frontier life or what? There was fortune to be made where I was. It wasn't by choice. I was fleeing persecution. I was there to pacify the land and the people who were native to it. That isn't your business. I'll pacify the land. Yeah, how has it happened to come here? Some of the natives didn't take so kindly to our efforts. They burnt down our settlement. I did some things there. Things I'm having trouble living with. Turned out the land pacified us. Some awful disease wiped us out. I was lucky to get out. Natives. No offense, but you probably had that coming. They say the gods see that each man gets his due. Don't know if I believe that, but they do seem to have gotten the better of you. She breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Radcliffe's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle, like the rest of us lot? It's hard offer to pass up. No, I'm just passing through. I hadn't given it much thought. It's a hard offer to pass up. You won't find many offers like it in these parts, believe me. Got some big plan in store? I'm going to settle here and start a new life. Well, who knows? Radic pays well enough, maybe we end up in neighbors. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Well, they might give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time, though... Sorry, that is my alarm to wake up. I am already awake. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. I hadn't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Examital. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me, so I'm here and we'll see. Odima have worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Ratue and another in Adur. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Direwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of Idir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an easy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, lap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. A moment's respite. I used to think that word was respite, because that's the way it should be pronounced, but it's respite, apparently. Oh, goodness. For some reason I tabbed out. Not quite sure why or how. Now the game is paused. Alright, I'm going to use the arrows to scroll. Oh, I activated fast mode. My bad. And I don't want slow mode either. Let's just do normal mode. Normal mode's good. Hey, it's a little deer. Cute. Oh my goodness, what happened here? The corpse is cold at the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from in putrid waves. A dark-crusted bloodstain. Travelers, maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign any way you figure it. Yeah, I agree. It's not a very good sign at all. Okay, so we're at the stream, it looks like. Probably across this bridge is where we need to go.
What a surprise. Sparkle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Use the tab key to highlight interactive objects in the environment. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kaliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Uh-oh. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. A spastic wobble in his ordinarily deft stride as he moves toward you with labored breath.
Sparkle, are you alright?
Sparfell's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Uh-oh. This is not good.
Ambush.
Here we go. Alright, what are you going to do? Let's see what we can do. Summons a flurry of thin bolts of lightning hitting enemies in the area of effective shock damage. Causes enemies in the area of effect to glow with a pale green light, making them easier targets. Affected enemies suffer decreased deflection and reflex. Draws on invigorating power of nature, creating a mild regeneration of effect and raising max endurance on party members. Calls down a shaft of intense sunlight, burning and potentially blinding all enemies in the area of effect. Oh, I missed. We can do one more. Shoots a sharp thorn vines up through the ground, causing pierce damage and potentially sickening anyone in the area. Causes an icy wind of incredible power to arise, pushing back all in the area of effect and inflicting freeze damage. Let's do this. Oh yeah, and you should probably attack as well. Go attack this guy. Hello? Are you doing it? Oh, he was doing it. Alright. Uh-oh. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrate an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear your characters complain about it when it happens. Take heed, know the damage type that's being blocked, and switch to a weapon or spell that does a different damage type. Okay, so I think it's this gentleman right here. He's doing normal damage here. But he has defense. He has high defenses against that. So let's turn him into a cat and attack a different type. Okay, she's not doing any damage to this guy. So let's try and knock him down. Oh, he's dead. That's good. Hunting bow, hide armor. Let's take all of that. Copper. Unfortunately, my guy has taken some damage here. Sure. As you see, his health bar has decreased just a bit. Let's get back to camp, though. We need to get back to camp. Uh-oh. There's a hunter right there. We're both going to go attack him. See what kind of damage we can do. One of your characters have become fatigued. Fatigue represents the physical and psychological wear and tear of demanding activity on a character. It builds up over time as characters travel, explore, and especially when they engage combat. Some scripted interactions will also result in fatigue if they are especially grueling. The athletic skill automatically slows the onset of fatigue from any source. Fatigue goes through multiple stages, initially inflicting minor penalties, but growing in severity over time. Restoring or resting is the easiest way to remove the effect of fatigue, though some consumables can also lower a character's fatigue total. Good to know. I don't know who's fatigued. I don't know how to tell that.
Almost.
14 and 5. We're not doing much damage, but he's dead now. Okay, I'm going to look at my inventory, and I'm going to see if I can equip some more stuff. I have padded leather, DR5, recovery, speed -20, and then this is DR... Let's do that. Let's wear that instead. And we will also... Actually, that's good, 7. Wolf hide. Does she need a hunting bow? Let's give her a hunting bow in this weapon set. And we'll also give him a hunting bow in this weapon set. Because you can have 2 weapon sets. What's this? Primary color. Oh, I can change that at any time? That's fantastic. I like that. We'll do black. Black and white. Cool. Alright. So there's that. You can switch to new weapon sets by selecting the weapon icon from an individual character's action bar. Ah, okay.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy on the blood-damp earth. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away the horror like a poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from the bodies as if from half-split logs as they prepare to add you to the sprawling pile beneath them. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Hadoin, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. The rune has not been sullied by your hands, men of Gilglaneth. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. You must have one rank and a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive, or you now have one rank, your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputation will be favored by some people, and benign reputation can often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is a priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favored by their deity and order, respectively. For the main character, their dispositions will modify the effects of holy radiance and faith, and for paladins. Oh, okay. So I say again, lay down your arms. Only a fool attacks the weak while a stronger one yet lives. You can kill him, but you might as well be killing yourself. Judging by a string of animal teeth around your neck, I am guessing you are worshippers of Galvin. If Galvin told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Hadwin winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it is what we're told? It has always been known to my people, I see, and what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? The man nostrils flares as fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did, just not you personally. But why would that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it, affording Heoden the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. We did it. We are successes! Is that endurance? I don't understand combat sometimes. Well, we did it, I suppose. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes rolled back as he closes them. Good, good, the gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin like a jetty, beginning to succumb to the surge of a great wave, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across chest and bowel, Odima's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head. His eyes barely open. He looks directly at you. Run. Run inside. Oh, goodness. Well, this is something. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arm gives out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Heoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges of Heoden and topples him to the rocky ground. Restrained, Heoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you, despite the wind. From your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. Throw your weapon at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Heoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Heoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Oh. Well, I guess that is the end of that particular chapter. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am sorry that it has been a while since I've recorded, but I am happy to say I am back, and I'll be recording a lot more now. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful day.